This is the Fifth Estate Winning Headlines, your media police post. In this segment, we summarize some of the headlines that you might have missed this morning. But we also take a look at the political pieces that we call cartoons in this country. Today is the 11th of April 2019, and I am 2J.
I am 2M.
And I am Miss K, your host. Again, in case you missed it, this is Winning Headlines. Let's take a look at today's headlines. The Star, ODM to UHURU. Your deputy is a dragon. The Standard, Murathe, what UHURU will do. And Daily Nation, Raila Party trades blows with Ruto over handshake. I don't know, sometimes I feel like the headlines miss something.
They need to add some grammar. I think it's missing a colon, a semicolon, something to make it easier to read. All right.
Let's start with the Star today.
Yeah.
UHURU, your deputy is a dragon. Strong words there from the ODM Secretary General.
Let me tell you, the reason I'm laughing is when I saw the headline, I burst out laughing. And I think because I just imagined Ruto as a dragon.
Actually, I don't think I believed it because I honest to goodness, could not think that there was going to be a headline with the word dragon on it.
But let me ask you guys, what's wrong with a dragon? To me, it's something positive.
Oh yes, it
Dragons
is.
are, okay, so we've been told about this
Chinese
mythical
mythology.
animal, that they are powerful, they have fire that comes out of their mouth, they fly, they're strong animals, so...
There's Ruto fly.
I don't think that...
But the dragon was also in context. It was also stated categorically, if I am to quote the statement, that Ruto is a pathological liar, a thief with no remorse, and a blackmailer.
Now, those are strong words. That I would take offense to. If you called me a dragon, maybe I'd say thank you.
I have to ask a question, you guys. There's a gentleman called, I think his name is Goebbels.
Yes.
Joseph Goebbels.
Goebbels. Yes.
He was the Nazi chief propagandist,
Yes.
a media icon, and he said something that I have to ask as we read this.
Right.
A lie told once is just that, a lie.
Yeah.
But a lie told 1,000 times then becomes the truth. Now, I don't know what the lie is and what the truth is, but I have to question the repeating of it. And I'm just putting that out.
What phrase in specific are you...
A thief has no remorse is a blackmailer. And I put this into context we began with cartoons, we went into headlines, we went into accusations and speculation, and now we are on to you are a dragon. I'm just saying.
It tells you what, the gloves are off, right?
Yeah.
But if I was the person, if I was Deputy President William Ruto, I would keep quiet. He already has Raila where he wants him. He has him. You have beaten him in 2 elections. There's another one that's coming. His candidate has jumped ship. Why do you need to respond to this man? Yeah, they can call you all manner of names. You're still the deputy president. Keep it that way. I think he should just keep quiet and let them talk about him.
I would agree with Tom on that, yeah.
So before we ask ourselves whether or not to toss or keep this headline, let's bring back our criteria. We have a 3-part criteria that we use to break down the headlines for you. We ask ourselves 3 questions. Is this headline topical or is it speculative? I don't know.
I don't even know.
I think it's very topical.
Is it
And it's speculative because-
repetitive or groundbreaking? You are a dragon. Groundbreaking.
Groundbreaking.
Is it thoughtful or is it lazy?
I think it's very thoughtful.
I think it is thoughtful. I think they took the key word
Yeah.
that was used and I put it on their headline. Good on them.
So what do you say? We're keeping this headline or are we tossing
So,
this?
I mean, what would
Parking bay.
ODM want Uhuru to do to a dragon? To cage him?
Maybe we can ask,
Or to-
we can answer that question here because
All right.
Murathe tells us what UHURU will do. Let's put
Parking
this in the
bay.
parking bay.
Agreed?
Yes.
But it is a good headline. You see it, you buy it, you
Yep.
read it
Oh,
because you
definitely.
really want to know why is he a dragon.
Yes. You know, guys, I may not like what this man says, but I like him all
Murathe.
the same. Murathe. He's a modern day Rasputin for Uhuru Kenyatta. And we all know who Rasputin was.
Before you do that, why don't you give us some context on what Murathe said?
Murathe said that Uhuru will start arresting people involved in corruption. And some of those people possibly could be, and I'm taking this from what the Standard said, could be number 2, right? But then I sit down and say, there is nobody who has had the guts like Murathe to come out and say what he has said, right? In other words, he's taking flag for the president. Or he's also defending the president when MPs who are meant to defend the president are not doing so.
All right.
Right? He might be controversial. He could say very weird and crazy
Okay, so
things.
now you're going to explain to us why he's a modern day Rasputin, right?
See, I've already said it. He is taking flag for the...
What she's asking is, who's Rasputin?
Rasputin was
That's just to be clear.
Yes, fantastic. Rasputin was this mysterious guy. He was seen as a healer to the Tsar Nicholas II of Russia, right? And he was also seen as a womanizer, and he had red eyes like Murathes.
Oh my gosh.
Or something like that.
Okay, so we go to the point.
Yeah.
How is Murathe protecting the presidency?
Because I feel everybody is having fun taking pot shots at the president, right? And nobody's coming out to defend him. But Murathe comes out with no care, with no shame, absolutely, and says the most horrendous things against the deputy president. And not that I support those sentiments. No, I don't. But the fact that someone has come out to firewall the presidency and take shots at that someone who's taking shots at the presidency, I like that.
So what do you think about this headline? Murathe,
Fantastic.
I think it's a good headline. I'm liking the direction that the Standard is taking right now.
I like it. And I am sure this headline, even if it's not true, or maybe it's true, who knows, I think the deputy president has not liked it.
I can't even believe this, but we have 2 headlines on the parking bay.
Right.
Raila party trades blows with Ruto over handshake. I'm really tired. And besides, they didn't even tell us the juicy bits.
Yeah.
Can I toss this?
I think we just toss it instantly. It's hard to read.
They're just telling you what.
Yeah, I think they're using Raila's name as clickbait for you to buy.
But I do know something that made it to the front page before we move on to our next segment. And that's that we have a new cartoonist.
Meet your new cartoonist.
In the Daily Nation. So as you toss that, bring back the other 2 and let's determine which of the 2 is our winning headline.
All right.
So between You Are a Dragon and What Uhuru Will Do, which is our winning headline?
The Star.
The Standard.
Guys, you cannot have me do this. I'm not going to be your tiebreaker.
Why not? You're the host. Guide us. Lead us.
Okay.
No, you don't lead me in my don't lead me in my thought, but we can have opinions.
Okay. Why should I pick this? Give me your final thought.
Because
for this moment.
Final thought, I just like Murathe. I like that someone has come out and pointed the guns at the deputy president and said, hey, what are you going to do? We'll show you we're the ones on the seat.
Okay.
I do like this headline.
So while my learned 2M has gone for the content of the headline rather than the headline itself, I'm going to do the opposite and address the headline. I think this is a good headline.
Because of the dragon?
Yes, because of the dragon. It literally is that simple.
It is a headline.
It is a headline. And this is winning headlines. If you go to our 3-point criteria, it ticks all the boxes.
I have to agree with 2J on this one. I'm sorry, Kevin.
I'm always on the losing end anyway.
You can start your own show. It's fine.
The Star has a winning headline because it is a headline. It is clickbait. It makes you pick up the paper. But your deputy is a dragon.
A dragon.
Yes, but because...
And besides, what Uhuru will do, you've been waiting for him to do it for the past couple of weeks.
Because I have lost and you have won today.
We're a team. It's a group win.
So you let me say what I have to say.
Okay, fine. Denounce us and then state your point.
Yesterday, we spoke about al-Bashir, Omar al-Bashir.
Pause that thought for like 5 seconds.
Okay,
because we can discuss it in the context
of
what we trashed yesterday.
Okay, we'll postpone my win then.
On to our next segment, the political pieces that we call cartoons in this country. And just like the headlines, we have a 3-part criteria that we use to break them down for you. We ask ourselves, is the cartoon humorous or is it dry? Is it satirical or is it pessimistic? And finally, is it effective or just plain lazy?
Yes.
Right.
So before we go to what we do have, you can bring back Monena's cartoon of yesterday that I think was a caricature of al-Bashir.
Yes.
On the final stretch, literally.
And it's being and it's being swallowed up by the cogs and wheels of an uprising.
Yep.
And I told you guys yesterday, it's a wrap. It's a wrap for him.
His goose was cooked.
So today, the man, I think, was arrested. He stepped down and was arrested, allegedly.
Allegedly, yeah. It appears that he's under house arrest.
Yes. So was I right or wrong?
I say Monena was right.
No. When I say
and
it
he was effective.
No.
And he was pessimistic, but truthful.
That's not the question I asked. I asked, did I say it's a wrap?
You said it's a wrap, but it was.
So was I right?
Were you the one who drew the cartoon?
No. I was.
I must ask the question.
But when I said it's a wrap,
Ms. K, I think if we just tell him he's right, he'll keep quiet and we can move on.
You were right.
Was I right?
You were
Are
right.
you happy? Does it float your boat?
You're right.
Yes.
All right,
Okay,
moving
cool.
on.
Daily Nation, what is our cartoon today? I have to go with it first because of the curiosity that was inspired by the
We have
headline.
a new cartoonist.
And it's an old cartoonist that we know.
Hi, Victor. Welcome back.
Victor Ndula is back as the cartoonist for the nation.
The Nation.
To me, guys, this is my best cartoon. I haven't even reviewed the others, but I can see.
Just say you're allowed your opinion.
See, this cartoon depicts the caricature of ODM leader Raila Odinga in a pool. And the side says NASA executive pool.
Members only.
Right? And in that pool, which has some, it's, the ducks.
A rubber duck, yeah.
A rubber duck.
And it has the caricature of the former PM really soaking in and enjoying his time inside his executive
You guys, is
pool.
this orange juice?
Oh yeah, that's possible. It is orange. I love it.
I love it. All right? And his stomach is sticking out. All right? Maybe it's a...
All right, he's sitting pretty.
check.
Who's
He's
trying to
sitting
get
pretty.
in the pool?
A person trying to get into the pool is a caricature of William Ruto. But he's wearing a yellow swimming costume.
This is
that
alluding
looks
to
funny, yes.
URP.
URP colors.
I love it.
And the floater thing is Jubilee, which means...
But hold on, what does the caption say?
You see, before I even go there, the reason why William Ruto may need a floater is maybe he's a hustler and maybe they don't know how to swim.
It needs Jubilee to float. Oh my gosh.
Second,
You guys, before we go into analysis, can we just describe the picture?
yeah, so he says, let me muddy your waters for a change.
All right.
And the point where the toe and the water meet is a bit muddy.
That one, I feel like you've searched it.
Maybe he's come from Kamagut.
No, it's a little bit brown.
Maybe he's just come from Kamagut and tried to enter a pool
It could be a shadow, you guys.
at a country club.
And so maybe the point here with him needing the rubber duck is that he cannot float
Yeah.
without Jubilee.
But you see, the context of this as well is William Ruto has successfully managed to destroy, or maybe to start destroying ODM from
He's
within.
muddied the
He's
waters.
muddied the waters in
Muddied the
ODM.
waters, yeah. I think
And,
that's accurate.
but I don't know why he always draws him like he's crying.
What we can say, is this a humorous cartoon?
Oh, it's
absolutely
fantastic.
I love it.
hilarious.
I hadn't noticed the orange water. I think it's brilliant.
I love it, but put it in the parking
Way.
But guys, when hustlers or people don't know how to swim, you know how they
get into the water
they come to the pool,
very precariously.
come like this.
You don't do a full-on
I'm going to try and
dive.
save you from yourself.
Okay,
Moving on.
let's go to Gado. I think yesterday he was the winning cartoon. We had a double win
standard.
from the Standard.
Yes, it's that.
Oh, back to international affairs. This is a caricature of. Is this? I think we're at the doctor's today.
Yes.
So we have a gentleman who's sitting, waiting for his diagnosis.
Yeah. But this
And
man represents.
He represents Bunge Tanzania.
Yeah,
It's
the parliament.
Tanzanian parliament.
Yes.
And the doctor has this X-ray image that has a human being
With
without
no
a spine. And just for clarity, there's a spine that's on the wall of the
What it
doctor's-
should look
like.
Yes.
And the connection to the brain.
And the doctor is saying, it's amazing how you've survived this long. X-rays show you have no spine at all.
I think this is very clever from Gado. Although it will
Exceedingly clever.
pass over people's heads.
Most definitely.
I think the context of this is the parliament in Tanzania has never really been able to stand up against Chama cha Mapinduzi, the ruling party in Tanzania. And that's what the doctor is saying. It's amazing how you stay this long. X-rays shows that you have no spine at all.
Yeah, great
It's
cartoon.
Fantastic.
But I still think that the prerequisite for the average person to understand this is a bit... It's too much.
Yeah, you need background stories, you need information of other people stating that the Tanzanian parliament is weak, their inability to stand up to CCM. Is it hilarious? Absolutely.
Most definitely.
Is it effective? Absolutely. Is it humorous? Absolutely.
Most definitely.
Is it satirical? Absolutely.
Yeah.
So for that reason, we put it in the parking bay. We look again.
Today is quite a parking day.
I'm telling you, I looked at all of them and I was distressed because it was too good a day.
The star.
Yeah. We must go back to the statement by the ODM Secretary General Sifuna, where he also stated that even if Raila were the last man on earth, let me read it verbatim. Even if Ruto was the last human being left standing in this land, Odinga would much rather make a deal with the birds and the trees, not a character like William Ruto.
I don't disagree with Sifuna. If Raila had to make a deal with the devil himself, he would.
So are you placing the devil at a higher standing than William Ruto?
Oh boy.
I did not say that.
But you just said he'd make a deal with the devil.
Okay, guys, let's look at the cartoon.
I just think
is.
what Sifuna is saying, in my view, is wrong.
Do you think this is a good cartoon?
I find it hilarious.
I think it's funny.
I think that he got a statement that was absolutely funny. And
But
he
I think,
had
okay,
him
I think
jumping.
I've just noticed something.
Yeah.
The image of Ruto, his hand is out, like about to give a
He wants
handshake.
Yes.
But
And
he's
it
still
looks
crying.
like, okay, fine, he's crying, whatever. But Raila looks like he jumped
Yes,
just before
literally
they
jumped,
initiated the
yes.
handshake. And I think that might allude to the interview he gave a couple of days ago,
Yeah.
saying that he was the first option for the
And he
handshake
was approached
before.
4 times. If he said, in fact, he said that in the interview that he was approached 4 times.
Exactly.
But he said, "Wait, I used to be in a coalition. I'm now in a party.
Yeah.
I have to speak to the party leader, and he can make that statement."
Yes.
I love that he alluded to both things
Yeah.
because even the statement was a kickback and a hit back at the DP for what he said in the interview.
Most definitely.
I do love this cartoon.
I think it's a great cartoon. This is a tough day.
I don't like days like today. I like when you have a clear winner and a clear loser.
Yeah.
No. I think Ndula has won.
I think Dula has won as well.
Ndula has won.
This is a fantastic.
The imagery, the subliminal messaging, especially with the hustlers' modes and means.
I think the point is that it's effective. You look at it and you just get it.
It's true. It is effective. You look
Victor,
at it,
we
you just
missed
get
you.
it.
Yeah.
And you don't need any contextual information to
Exactly.
understand it.
Yes.
I do agree.
But
So,
hustlers should change their swimming costumes, eh?
Oh my goodness.
just give us... TJ, please give me back the winning headline. You trashed... No, you didn't.
People are
Here we go.
confused. Oh, what?
No, we're not. Do
So-
we have a final thought today?
Oh, yes. Where's my book?
Oh yes, your book. Another book.
Another book.
The book reader.
You know, these people don't read books. I'm one who reads books.
Apparently. Apparently.
Tell us about your new book.
And now, our final thought. It's a book by the same author of yesterday's book.
So you've already finished that other book?
I read very fast.
Oh wow.
The author...
You know there's nothing wrong with reading multiple books at the same time.
Absolutely, tell her.
No, I'm telling you.
All right, okay, sorry.
Okay.
Yuval Noah Harari.
Okay.
Right? And this book is titled 21 Lessons for the 21st Century.
Okay.
And I think this book is a progression from Homo Deus, right, which speaks about big data and artificial intelligence. But before I continue, there's a point you were making yesterday about this Huduma card.
Hold on. Before she makes her point, can I say an actual lesson from the book?
Yeah.
Oh yes, yeah. I think that's a good way to ground us.
Yeah, so I think a good way to ground you, all of us in this conversation, is that I have not read the book. I do not have the privilege of having either a photographic memory or lightning speed reading habits.
Yeah.
But I have browsed this book, and though I haven't finished, in the first chapter, he speaks to 2 lessons that I think are relevant to us and I think are relevant to the conversation we've been trying to have.
Yeah.
And lesson 3 and lesson 4 are that big data is watching you. So we are sharing our data and our data is watching us back. And now lesson 4 is that those who own that big data also own the future.
Okay.
Now you can go to Huduma.
I think those are 2 great lessons.
Because the back of this book says, we created myths to unite our species. We tamed nature to give us power. We are now redesigning life to fulfill our wildest dreams. Right? And I think that big data stuff. You learn our trends, you know
You
our
do.
future,
Yeah.
you know
And
who we
whoever
are.
owns that data now then owns
Yeah.
the future. Because
Right.
in truth, they own you and they have that power over you.
And I think that's part of the worrying item with the Huduma number card.
Yeah.
We do not know where our data is going. We do not know who's going to have it, and we don't know what the government is going to do with it. And most critical is the fact that there are no data protection laws in Kenya. Most other countries have them, and those are the
Absolutely.
laws that dictate how your data is monitored, how it's
Yes.
maintained, who has access to it.
Yes.
So, for example, if you look at the 2017 election,
That's very
once
true.
you put your fingerprint down and gave all your details for your voter ID card, those details were then purchased
Yes.
by Safaricom, for example, by Airtel. And then they were used to call you and say, hi,
Absolutely,
2M,
yeah.
who are you voting for? Can I convince you to change your mind? Hi, Miss K, do you know your nearest voter polling
Polling
station
station.
is, right around the corner? And so those are violations of our privacy.
I'd even like to add something onto that.
Yeah.
You see, point number 4 is that those who own the data own the future. Are we
Absolutely.
sure that our own government owns that data?
Do you
I
know-
mean, if
that-
we go
that
back
is
to
where I was
IBC,
going.
Yes.
if we go back to IBC, we go to court and we say, open up the server.
Yeah.
And then we discover when we're in court that the server is not even here on our own firm soil,
land, yeah.
but is in France.
You
So
know-
I don't know. We may say open
know-
the server and we discover that it's in the US,
You know,
in the CIA.
My biggest thing, especially this Huduma card thing, is this. Number one, who owns MasterCard? Second, MasterCard will have a back end to people paying for government services, meaning that MasterCard, a corporate entity, will have government information about people in this country. Right?
Yeah.
That is true.
MasterCard can tell our future, they can tell how old we'll grow, how we will look in a certain time, that kind of thing. It is scary.
It's scary, yeah. And on that, I'll make my final remarks.
Yeah.
Based on what 2M has said, I think we
Yeah.
can introduce two concepts.
Yeah.
We have surveillance capitalism, but we also have digital colonialism.
Right.
And so both of those concepts, when you put together, is where a private corporation or a large government is able to hold on to control of people's personal data, and they hold that, they lord it over you, and they use that as a way to enhance their own political power. And so, yeah, those are very scary things that we don't understand right now.
When you put all that in context, it is called surveillance capitalism.
That's what I just said.
Oh, did you say it?
I
You said it?
introduced two
Oh,
concepts.
Fantastic,
Were
fantastic.
you listening?
Fantastic. But you see, my
Last
fear,
final
my
word of
fear,
the final word.
My fear is that I'll be going home one day, and I know that, or rather, I don't know that someone out there, it's not even government, a corporation out there already knows how much I have, where
you
I
work
am
for.
going, who I work for,
What you planned.
who's my wife, who's my child,
Yeah.
right? Without even the government even noticing it. So government is even getting exposed
And
by,
you're right.
by corporations.
Those are dangerous thoughts. And as Yuval says, having the information is one thing. So our government has always had the information. But knowing what to do with that information is a whole other thing.
Yeah.
Because we didn't know, someone else is going to know and do it on our behalf.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
This is Winning Headlines. Today, when we brought back Victor Ndula, and he gave us the winning cartoon, and the star gave us a winning headline. Your deputy is a dragon. I think I will be thinking about that all year. Winning Headlines. See you tomorrow.